Hello Ryerson, I'm Rebecca Ananda and I'm here with Ciara Foy, nutritionist and weight loss expert, who's going to give us some tips on how to win that battle of the bulge. So Ciara, what are some of the most common mistakes people make when beginning a diet or just trying to change their eating habits?
I think one of the most common mistakes they make is certainly in choosing foods. They're looking at a package and seeing a blue label or a heart and stroke check or some other type of marketing material and using that to help guide them in the right direction. And unfortunately, that's where a lot of people get confused, because those are marketing materials and are not necessarily going to lead you into choosing the right food.
And what are some of the common diet myths that you wish you could just bust for people?
That fat is bad for you, or that fat makes you fat. Not true. Fat is actually very satisfying. It helps us to reduce the amount of calories that we're eating because it's more satisfying. It takes longer to digest. You just have to be careful to choose the right type of fat. That no sugar is a good thing. So for example, yogurts, that fat-free, sugar-free, flavor-free, basically yogurts, definitely not a good choice. They're more processed. And when we're looking at sugar-free, usually it's an artificial sweetener. And artificial sweeteners have actually been shown to increase our cravings and actually make it more difficult to lose weight. So usually the reason why people choose artificial sweeteners is that they're trying to lose weight or they're trying to manage their blood sugar. And in fact, studies have now shown that it's not doing either of those things. But you really just have to stay away from products that are packaged and boxed. You should definitely buy your groceries on the perimeter of the grocery store. A lot of people have heard that. You want to make sure that things are fresh. If they last for a long time, they probably have a lot of preservatives in them and they're probably not good for you. So one really important thing that really resonates with my clients is that our body has no idea what a calorie is. All our body actually knows is, does it have the right raw materials to make the cells that it needs? If it doesn't have those materials, it's going to send you a message to tell you you're hungry. You can eat a lot of calories and it's not necessarily going to keep you full. That's why in North America we have a problem with obesity, because we're overfed, but we're still undernourished. So eating foods that have high nutrient content, lots of fruits and vegetables, all those phytochemicals and antioxidants, those nutrients are going to actually keep us full because we're giving our body what it needs.
Another thing that makes obviously eating well more difficult is in this day and age we lead very sedentary lives. We sit at desks, we look at computers all day, and even though we might not be active, we still feel hungry. And so what is your advice or strategies for coping with that snacky feeling that we all get, especially in the afternoon when we're not being active, so maybe we don't need a lot of calories?
Well, I mean, one of the most important things is you get that snacky feeling or those cravings or that low energy based on what you've eaten before. So if you're eating balanced meals, meaning you have the right amounts of proteins, fats, and carbs, whole foods, then you're not going to have the same fluctuations in your blood sugar that lead to that 3 p.m. crash. Relying on things like sugar, candy bars when you're tired or hungry in the afternoon is really why you're going to always have those cravings. Being mindful of those things, when instead of looking at something as I can't have it, always relate to why a better choice makes you feel good. And then you can always just choose things that make you feel good. Don't go out and drink too much at night, because you're going to have, the next day is going to be a write-off. Yeah. When you're tired, you have more cravings, you're going to eat more, and you're just going to essentially waste a good part of your day, right? Being honest with yourself is really, really important. Just because we're eating and nobody else can see us doesn't mean it didn't happen.
We like to pretend that it
didn't.
But
We have to figure out, what is leading us to have those cravings, or, if we're relying on food to make us feel good, what else can we do? Changing those behavioral patterns. Yeah.
Well, hopefully some of our viewers will get some useful information from our conversation.
Yeah, I hope so.
Be able to help them on their own journey.
Absolutely.
Ciara, thank you so much for coming in today. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Rebecca.
Thank you.
Take care.